Good morning from the Rieger family shelter. It's about 6:30 and just woke up, boiling the water for the coffee. Last night I stayed in the shelter here. No one else came. I made the decision that if they did, I would move or offer to move, but fortunately no one did. On the other side here, you can see the road, and maybe down there you can see the river. It was nice to be out of the rain from the night before. There were a couple of trains that went by last night. I think 10:30, 2:30, and 4:30. Not that I remember, and they were pretty loud. They felt like they were literally right outside, but the tracks was over there, so they passed and it was over. But overall, it was good. We're gonna have the coffee here. Looks like the water's boiling. Coffee right there, and then we're gonna move on. Pack up and then move on. All right, later. That's what I heard this morning. All right, we are getting started on the hike today. Just leaving the Rieger family shelter. We'll do a little short hike up the hill, across the bridge, and then we're back on the Allegheny Trail. A little bit earlier start this morning. It's about 7:30. I don't know if I'm gonna go as many miles as yesterday. My feet are hurting a little bit, so maybe I'll take it slow. But we'll see. I think today it's not gonna cross any towns. Some road walking. So last night I checked the temperature, got down to 47 degrees. I felt pretty good in my sleeping bag and tent. Had enough clothes, I could have put extra on. But I like those cold nights like that. You can warm up in the bag. These no trespassing signs have been almost entirely on this route. This path so far just goes through private lands. But who's gonna hunt here? Like seriously, that's the railroad tracks down there. And look how steep that is. I know they gotta have it. But goodness. There's another one of those signs. Let's try to look over the edge here. I don't know if you can tell how steep that is. One of the few views you get. Usually I'm down in the trees, but man, look at that. That's nice. I'm not far in today, but over the last 3 or 4 miles, it's been about 1,500 feet of elevation gain, maybe a little less. And there's this Lance community building that has a shelter, some power. So I decided to take a break. Also let my rain fly dry out a little bit. I got wet from the inside last night. I'll just sit here for a few minutes, charge up my phone, and then continue on. It's nice to take a break though, take the pack off after that big hill. So far, no rain. Fingers crossed it stays that way. All right, later. about 2 miles on this road to get to the turnoff, and as you can see, there's not much shoulder here. Normally I like to walk with traffic to my back because it gives them time to see me and I could step off when I hear them. But with that rail over there, I'm not doing that today. Look at that. Nature always finds a way. Get a hole and a plant will grow. Some of these are getting pretty big too. Lots of lawnmowers in the yard and a four-wheeler on the porch. Interesting. All right, I saw this marker right here. Wasn't paying attention to the map and thought that was the yellow marker. So I came from that way, and then I ended up going that way. But I would have paid attention to that post right there. I would have realized I made a wrong turn. I didn't think I was supposed to go on a paved road any longer. So fortunately I didn't go too far out of the way. 13 miles in for the day. This is mile 64, 65 total for the trip on day 3. And this is the first time I'm actually having to filter water. I was fortunate with parts and different things along the way that I haven't had to filter. But I'm gonna stop here for lunch and get some water and take a break for a little while. All right, to the stream, nice flowing water. Good boys doing? You guys want some food? What are you doing, good boy? Our friends are back. Every time these four-wheelers come out, these guys come down. Since I left the pack of dogs on my break back there, it's been uphill. I'm not sure how much I have longer to go, but it's supposed to be about 2.5 miles. Fortunately, the terrain's not too bad, but it's non-stop and pretty. Still going uphill. We just had my first instance of trail magic. There's a lot of folks out here on UTVs and four-wheelers and such. And there was a group that had stopped. And as I come up, they're like, "What are you doing out here?" I said, "Well, I'm just hiking." Then they said, would you like a beer?" Like, I'm not gonna turn that down. So they handed me a beer. Asked about what I was doing. Said it's the first time they've seen a hiker walk through here. Then after I finished the beer, they gave me one for the road. So it's very cool. Most of today's hike has been on roads like this, which isn't too bad. It's not too rocky. There's been some ups, there's been some downs, but overall it's been pretty good. The weather's been nice too. In the sun, it gets a little warm. I think it's in the low 60s, which is the warmest it has been. But in the shade, it's cool. When the wind blows, it's nice. I have a little less than 7 miles to go today for today's hike. I'm going to stop a little shorter than I have for some of the other days, well, the last 2 days. And it has to do with logistics. The campground I'm aiming for, there's really not much past it for a long ways, and there's a lot of ascent. So I don't I don't really want to do more than I've done the last 2 days, and maybe it'll be good to stop early and take a break. So we'll get there and make that decision, but look, right now it's looking like 99% I'm going to stop there in just a couple hours. It'll be cool to end in daylight. The last 2 times have been just missing it. Got the 4-wheelers coming. I'm on the 4-wheeler trail. This looks like fun for the UTVs. Looks like I might have to get my feet wet. Yep. I made it about halfway, then had to step on a rock that was underwater, and at that point, I'm like, why not? It's too bad. I have around 5 miles to go today, and managed to keep the feet dry most of the day. If it stays warm, maybe it'll dry out a little bit. We'll see. All right, later. All right, here's the pavilion we're gonna take a break at. If they have power, we'll charge and make dinner here before continuing for the night. Site of Evans Mill, Lead Mine Museum. That's cool. I'm in lead mine at this community park at this shelter, and it's pretty amazing. They got outlets there, and over there they got bathrooms with running water, trash cans. I have about a mile and a half to go for the night, so I decided I'm just gonna have my dinner here and charge up my stuff and just hang out here. It's only 5:45, so I don't have too much to go, and if I eat and get everything ready, I can just make my tent and go to bed when I get up there. So feeling pretty good to hit this place. I was pretty tired, so it was a great stopping point as well. It was a couple 100 feet of ascent, so taking a break, taking the pack off, getting something to eat is gonna help make that a little bit easier. So this will put us around 24 miles for the day. It's the shortest day so far. Day 1 was almost 27, day 2 was 26, and today's 24. I didn't expect to be averaging 25 miles a day, but we're gonna hit mile 75 today, and I'm feeling it. The feet are hurting a little bit. I'm looking forward to getting into bed tonight and just resting. All right, finally leaving the shelter. Got everything charged, got some to eat. Now it's almost a mile and a half to the campsite. So I came up from that way, and here's the campsite. It's nice. And the trail continues that way.